almost done with our preparations to activate the foul mechanism.
Almost?
Yes. Even in its dormant state, the device is releasing energies. I am concerned we may not be able to stabilize the device for activation safely.
I'm worried for the girl, Gregor. She may be a looker, but she's no Vibin.
We should train more while we have the chance, Inquisitor.
Activate the casket. Gregor, the power source.
Pontius Glory.
What have you woken me to?
What is the last thing you remember,
Promises. Promises. Where is your reserve?
Temper. I am Eisenhorn, Imperial Inquisitor. You are my prisoner, and you only enjoy cognitive function because I allow it. You will answer my questions.
I will not.
Amos, disconnect this menace and prepare it for disintegration.
Wait.
I know that your life and intellect were preserved in this device, Pontius. I know you have waited 2 centuries, trapped in a bodiless state, desperate to be made whole again. That is what your family promised you, wasn't it?
You yourself promised. He said it to be so. The methods were prepared.
To sacrifice the nobility of hubris so that their life energies might be siphoned off into you through this casket. To give you the power to create a body for yourself.
He promised.
Uricel and the others abandoned you, Pontius. They abandoned the hubris project at the last minute in favor of something else. They are now all in the custody of the Inquisition.
They would not.
I'm sure they wouldn't. Unless it was something so vital, so unmissable they had no choice. You'd know what that would be, wouldn't you? What would be more important to them than you, Pontius Glory?
are not called.
What? Who are not?
I can, if you had them, they would not be asking these questions. They are free and you are honest.
Not at all. You know how it is. So many lies, so many conflicting stories. Your pitiful family trying to sell each other out in exchange for freedom. I came to you for the truth.
No. Credible, but no.
You know what it is, Pontius.
No.
You know what it is. They woke you from time to time to keep you informed. Woke you from the oblivion that surrounds you in that globe. Beneath House Glor, for example, in that chapel they built to contain you. I saw you there. You subdued me with your power.
I would do so again.
You know what it is. They told you.
No.
You're lying.
Not much use then.
We're just beginning.
Perhaps I should try.
How? Exactly.
I've scoured every data slate we have and found almost nothing on the Saruthi. Most perturbatory. It might be worth speaking to Maxilla again,
She might not have the beauty of the Essene, but after 12 weeks of work, the gun cutter is almost ready for action again, Gregor.
Master, the psychic emissions from that thing in the hold are almost too much to bear.
Was the universe always this dark, Gregor?
That girl needs more training, Inquisitor.
Tobias,
Yes, Gregor.
tell me about the Saruthi. Tell me why you claimed to know nothing of them when I told you we were heading into their territory.
Because such places are forbidden. Because you are an Inquisitor. And it does not do to admit transgressions to one such as you.
You have aided me eagerly and generously up to now, Tobias. I suspected your motives at first, a detail for which I have apologized. I see now you are as keen to serve the Emperor of Mankind as I. It troubles me that you would withhold information now.
It does more than trouble me, Gregor. It has plagued me. A crisis of conscience.
It is time to speak, then. Imperial knowledge of the Saruthi is scant, and as you say, forbidden. I am more than aware that rogue traders know a great deal more about the outside systems and their species than we do. You are no rogue, but you are of the merchant elite. I think it unlikely that you have never come across any information pertaining to this Xenos breed.
As a young man, over 90 years ago, I traveled into Saruthi space. I was a junior crewman aboard a rogue trader called the Promethean. I never left the bowels of the ship, or went to the surface of any worlds. All I knew was the miserable duration of the voyage. As I understand it, it took the senior officers a long time to find the Saruthi at all, and even then they were less than forthcoming. The third officer, a man I knew reasonably well, confided to me that the Saruthi played tricks on trade envoys, hid from them, tormented them.
Tormented how?
Their worlds were eerie, disarming, uncomfortable. Something about the angles, the officer said.
The angles?
As if something ill and twisted had infected their dimensions. We came back empty-handed after a year. Many of the crew quit and left the Promethean on our return, especially when the captain declared he was going to try again. I quit then too, but only because I couldn't face another year below decks. Perhaps you can see why I was unwilling to tell you these things before. Because there is nothing useful to tell, except to incriminate myself by admitting I had gone beyond.
In future, do not hold information back from me.
I will not.
Tobias, you say the voyage of the Promethean was long and fruitless, and the crew members were tormented by the beings they eventually encountered. Do you not have misgivings about returning there?
Of course. But I am bound to serve you as an agent of the Emperor, and I will do so without question. Besides, part of me is curious.
Curious?
I want to see the Saruthi with my own eyes.
I tell you much, you tell me little. That was not the deal, Conscious. How can I communicate your will to your allies if I know nothing of the true matter?
You should go before they discover you. Eisenhorn is becoming suspicious.
Tell me, Pontius. We're nearly there. The window for communicating with your allies is closing.
The Necroteuch. That is what we are after, Elizabeth. The Necroteuch.
The Necroteuch. I had wondered what could be so precious, so important as to galvanize our enemies so, make them risk so much. I had my answer. Legend said the last extant copy of that abominable work had been destroyed millennia before. Except that by some means, in antique ages past, a copy had come into the hands of the Saruthi race, and now they were preparing to trade it back to Glor's Imperial heretics. The Essene burst back into real space, deep within system KCX-1288 on the 31st week of the voyage. The local star was a vast, swollen fireball, pulsing and retching out its last few million years of life. Alarms and sirens shrilled as the Essene was battered by immeasurable radiation and waves of searing star debris. The whole system was in a state of collapse.
This sea is made of liquid ammonia. Do you see?
What?
The waves are moving out from the ship.
It's chilling. So simple. So wrong. My confidence with them. The structure was similar to those that formed the pathway that had led the Essene to this accursed planet. Presumably this one served the same purpose. There was no wind here a moment ago. Not the slightest breath of air. The planet exuded an overwhelming sense of wrongness. From these great irregular polygons to the odd angled tiles in the sand. Like some subtle and ingenious trap devised to slowly break the mind. guardsmen out here. And the oddness of this place undone my very
What are you doing? Hey, you! Stop! Hey, you! Stop! Look! How did we not see them when we passed?
I heard something.
You've made it. An intruder! An intruder!
What was that?
Target reached. No sign of the deserters. Roger that. We'll wait for main group to rendezvous here.
Get out of here. Stop playing games. Found you, scum. Hey, you! Stop! You've made a huge mistake.
Be still.
play games. You've made a huge mistake.
Inquisitor Eisenhorn. And you are?
Sergeant Neil Juris, 2nd Battalion, 50th Gudrunite Rifles. Sir, is the fleet here? Have they found us?
Appraise me, quickly and briefly.
We were mustered to the frigate Exalted, waiting to ship out. When we ran from Gudrun High Anchor, then Captain Eastrom told us all Gudrun had fallen, and we were relocating.
And then?
30 weeks in transit to get here. The moment we arrived, we knew something was wrong. We protested, demanding to know what was happening. They called it dereliction, and sent dozens to the firing squads. We were given a chance to follow orders or die.
Not much of a chance.
No, sir. That's why I tried to get the men out. We broke and ran. Once we got in there, once they were busy, they came after us to hunt us down.
Tell me what you saw.
They deployed us from the ships along this beach as an escort detail for the main party.
What of the cargo?
The cargo? Nothing. In the main party was the captain, Lord Glor of Gudrun, a merchant, an ecclesiarch, and a great and terrible warrior that they tried to keep away from us regular troops.
Then what?
We advanced. It seemed to me that they knew where they were going. Things changed as we went further in. It got darker and warmer, and it was hard to negotiate the way as if...
As if what?
We couldn't judge distances. Sometimes it was like wading through hot wax. Sometimes we could barely slow ourselves down. Some of the men panicked. We found polygons, like these on the beach. There were rows of them, aisles marching away into the uplands. They were so irregular they disturbed the mind. They seemed to vary, to change. The ecclesiarch and the merchant seemed to be leading us. And there was another man, a tech priest type.
Slim build, blue eyes.
Yes.
His name is Malahite. He played a part in choosing your path?
Yes. They deferred to him on several occasions. Finally, we came to a plateau which seemed to be artificial in nature. We waited what seemed like hours, but it was impossible to tell because our chronometers had all stopped. Then there was some kind of dispute. Lord Glor was arguing with some of the others. I saw this as a chance. I got the men ready, nearly 90 of us, ready and eager to trust to chance and flee. All eyes were on the shouting match. The big warrior. God Emperor save me. He was shouting by then. I think the sound of his voice was what decided us. We slipped away in 2s and 3s from the back of the ranks, down the sides of the plateau, and ran back the way we'd come.
And they discovered your escape?
Eventually. And came hunting for us. The rest, you know.
We stripped the Fallen of uniforms and disguised ourselves as best we could. The Gudronite riflemen may have been inexperienced men on the edge of madness, but they were no cowards. Jairus led us into the camp, which our quarry had set close to the location of the Ceruthi trade. Wait for my signal.
Sign up for this.
They were warped things. Warped from any civilized sense of grace, any human understanding of aesthetics.
And in good faith, we have brought the properties as agreed.
Attend to me. I confess that I was by then as afraid as those with me. I have seen horror, and horror itself doesn't terrify me. Nor indeed was there anything horrific about these beings. Alien, yes, and as a Puritan that was alarming. But objectively they were impressive, striking creatures. Assured. Almost majestic.
Your bond you have with truth made being man.
Then we may trade. Well, Ecclesiarch, we need confirmation.
Ours. The Necroteuch. They had the Necroteuch. It was now or never, I thought. Look out! They're attacking!
To me! To me! Take them down! For the Empire!
telling me to open it and experience its wonders. I didn't even think to resist. What it was showing me was so wondrous, so sublime, so beautiful. The stars themselves, and behind the stars, the mechanisms of reality. The intricate and oh so perfect workings of a transcendent natural force, misguidedly and dismissively called chaos. I undid the wire-like clasps that kept the book shut. Don't forget what you came for, abomination.
You counsel well, Inquisitor, for...
I bent down, torn by duty. The thing should be destroyed. But could not the Inquisition and the Imperium as a whole benefit from the infinite truths it contained? Had I even the right to destroy something so priceless? The Puritan part of me had no doubt. But another part abhorred the idea of wasting it. Evil stems from how knowledge is used. Perhaps if I read a page or two, I could make a better decision. Throw that down, Glor. It's over.
For you, yes.
I shook my head to cast away the insidious thoughts. The last few pockets of fighting were playing out, and the Saruthi had gone, taking even their corpses with them. It seemed to me the Gudrunites had overwhelmed the troopers by sheer numbers. Few figures were still standing, and I could see none of my companions. I think it would be prudent to get out of here. It pains me to say this, but we're taking him too.
Are you sure?
The Inquisition will want to plunder his brain.
It is as if this place is coming to an end.
We don't want to be here when that happens.
Eisenhorn? For pity's sake, you there? Are you there? Conditions are worsening. 3 ships just left, moving right past me. I cannot stay here much longer. Respond! Please, respond!
We have to get out of here. We have to get the hell out of here.
Tell Elizabeth I agree with that.
The echoes, delays, and dislocations were catching up with themselves. The wrongness was righting itself, and I thought, with irony, that made things no better for us. 30 weeks before, as we departed Damask, I had sent my request for assistance to Gudrun via Loic, astropathically. I had outlined as much of the situation as possible, and hoped the Lord Militant would send a military expedition to support me. My hopes were not in vain. How goes the uprising?
Well enough, Inquisitor. We understand the Lord Militant has declared the Helican Schism over and quashed, though pacification wars are still raging across Thracian.
Losses?
Considerable. Mainly to the population and materials of the world affected, though some fleet and guard units have taken a beating. Lord Glor's treason has cost the Imperium dear.
Glor's treason has cost him his life. His body rots on a nameless world in the system behind us.
Your master will be pleased.
We have read your preliminary report, Brother Eisenhorn. Quite a tale it is. You pursued Glor's heretic fleet to this Emperor-forsaken outer world, certain that they planned to trade with the Xenos breed, an item whose very nature would threaten the safety and sanctity of our society.
Indeed, Lord Brother. The aliens possessed a single copy of a profane and forbidden work we know as the Necroteuch.
Is that confirmed, Brother Eisenhorn?
Lord, it is. I saw it with my own eyes and felt its evil. The Ceruthi came upon a lost copy thousands of years ago and agreed to exchange it with the Glor Cabal for certain artifacts of their own culture.
Preposterous! The Necroteuch is a myth, and a wretched one at that. These twisted alien filth have fabricated this as a lure for the gullible heretics.
It has always been plain that the stakes in this matter have been astonishingly high. Though I am shocked by Brother Gregor's news, I'm not surprised. Only an icon as potent as the Necroteuch could have set this bloodshed in motion.
But the Necroteuch... such a thing...
Were they successful, Brother Eisenhorn?
No, Lord Brother, they were not. The aliens were driven off, and most of the heretics' advance guard, including Lord Glor and Mandragore, a blasphemous child of the Emperor allied to his cause, was slain.
Some heretics escaped your purge.
2 key conspirators, brother. The trader Gorgon Locke, who I believe was instrumental in forging the original contact between the Ceruthi and Glor's Cabal, and an ecclesiarch named Datso, who I would see as the spiritual force behind their enterprise. They fled from the fight, rejoining the waiting elements of their fleet, and left this system.
Destination?
It is still being plotted, Lord Brother.
Even if they're running, we cannot permit them to escape. They must be hounded down and annihilated.
No one has asked the most important question of our heroic Brother Eisenhorn. What happened to the Necroteuch?
I did what any of us would have done, Brother Molitor. I burned it.
Emperor, save us.
Enough! State your objection, Brother Molitor, quickly and simply.
Eisenhorn must suffer our sternest censure for this act of vandalism. The Necroteuch may be a foul and prescribed work, but we are the Inquisition, Lord. By what right did he simply destroy it? The contents of the Necroteuch might have given us insight into the arch-enemy of mankind. Incalculable insight. Eisenhorn has disgraced the very heart of our sacred Inquisition.
Brother Songard.
My lord, I agree. It was a desperate and rash action by Eisenhorn. I may applaud his rigorous efforts in thwarting Glor and his conspirators, but this erasure of occult law earned only my opprobrium.
Brother Volk,
Is this a court, my lord? Am I on trial?
No, brother, you are not. But the magnitude of your actions must be analyzed and considered. Brother Volk?
Eisenhorn was right. The Necroteuch was an abomination. It would have been heresy to permit its continued existence.
Brother Endor.
Gregor Eisenhorn has my full support. From your moaning, Molitor, I wonder what kind of man I'm listening to. A radical, certainly. An Inquisitor, I have my doubts.
You knave! You horse and bastard knave! How dare you!
Very easily. What secrets did you both think we could learn? Except perhaps how to pollute our minds and boil away our sanity. The Necroteuch has been forbidden since before our foundation. We need not know what's in it to accept that prohibition. Tell me, do you need to actually contract Ulrin's pox yourself to know that it is fatal?
The objections of my brothers are noted. I myself commend Eisenhorn. Given the extremity of his situation, he made the best decision.
Thank you, my lord.
Let us retire now and consider this matter. I want to hear proposals for our next course of action in 4 hours.
It didn't take long for the astronavigators to finish plotting the course of the heretic fleet. They were going to 56 Izar, a system deep in the heart of Saruthi territory. I decided to see if we could learn more from our captive, Malahite.
Sorry, sir. This area is off limits.
What? Don't be absurd.
By order of the Inquisition, none may pass.
Stand aside.
Yes, Inquisitor.
Down in there. If the servo skulls can't keep them quiet, we might need some help. Emperor save us, they're angry today.
Another Inquisitor?
throne of Terra, he's dead! What in the name of the Emperor is going on here?
I was concerned for your health, brother. The injuries you have suffered, your fatigue. Malahide had to be interrogated with all speed, and thought I would ease your burden by commencing the,
Molitor! Malahide is my prisoner.
Please, Inquisitor Eisenhorn. This is an unfortunate mistake. We will make reparations. Put away your weapon.
Every inch of skin had been peeled from his body. Whatever secrets they'd torn from him, they wouldn't divulge to me. In a stasis field. And Lord Rorken demanded an auto seance be performed forthwith. I lead, but with Volk's help, and Loink channeling the astropathic choir. Malahide. Malahide. Come to us.
Malahide, in the Emperor's name we command you!
I am here. See what we have dug up.
Will you cooperate?
I have not time. I must work.
You have plenty of time.
Do you know where we are? This is a fringe world. I forget the name. I discovered something of great import here.
It is of later events that we wish to speak.
This is where it begins. Glor will recruit me for this.
Where will it lead? Tell us of the Saruthi.
You can offer me nothing. I am dead.
We can save you from the fate doomed to you by the House of Glor.
The Saruthi. They had an empire, you know. Its history is related on these octagonal tiles. It was old and spanned 40 worlds when humans fleeing persecution on Terra unwittingly delivered them the Necroteuch. It warped them, infected their culture like a pathogen. Madness and civil war tore their civilization apart.
They are corrupted as a species.
There is no saving them, Inquisitor. Unlike the other harmless Xenos your ignorant order detests, the Saruthi truly are an abomination, a chaos breed.
And their resources, their military capability?
I have no idea. They abandoned spaceship technology centuries ago. The Necroteuch corruption made their technology redundant. They can undo the angles of space and time, slip between dimensions, and construct temporary four-dimensional environments.
Like the one where the trade was to take place?
Yes. They built the Tetrascape inside KCX-1288, specifically for us.
How was the deal arranged?
It is getting dark.
We have only so much time to save your soul. How was the deal arranged?
Locke, the rogue trader. He made contact with them. They agreed to trade in exchange for the return of artifacts and treasures from worlds they had abandoned and no longer had access to.
But the Necroteuch must have been precious to them.
It was in their souls, in their minds, woven into their genetic code by them. The book itself was incidental. Eisenhorn, something is not quite right here.
But the Necroteuch is destroyed. The trade prevented, and House Glor is shattered and defeated. So why are Locke and Datso leading their fleet into Saruthi territory?
Do you not feel the cold?
What are they doing?
Repairing the damage you've done. Their masters will not be happy.
The children of the Emperor?
Yes. They could not achieve their aims without that help, and now the children of the Emperor will be most displeased. How does one placate the damned?
By obtaining another Necroteuch.
Well done. Brains at last.
The Saruthi happily traded back their human copy because they had their own.
Bravo, Inquisitor. Eisenhorn, the sky. Now, are you men of your word? Can you save me from damnation? Eisenhorn!
Get help! This chaos spawn must be purged! Chaos filth, there is no sanctuary here! You cannot escape me, abomination! By the Golden Throne, I will commit you to the Abyss. Together, brother, let us purge this blasphemy. Malahite cared naught for his soul. He wanted only revenge. And to hold us there long enough to unleash its instrument, the blighted spawn of chaos. Loink had not the strength for the astropathic rite, but his knowledge of my abilities had thrust that duty upon him. For this he died. That not more were killed is a miracle. I spent most of a 10-week journey recovering from the psychic exertion and wounds inflicted by that terrible episode. The others trained relentlessly in anticipation of the horrors awaiting us on 56 Izar. The war had already begun. The heretic fleet had arrived 2 days ahead of us and begun its assault of the planet. Their 13 ships had blockaded 56 Izar and sent 2 heavy destroyers to intercept us the moment we exited the warp. The Emperor's hammer and will of iron met them head-on. Explosions lit the void as the 2 fleets closed to short-range fighting. A blizzard of dropships launched from our side. Most of the dropships were the grey landing boats of the Imperial Guard, jets firing as they hammered down into the cloudy atmosphere of 56 Izar. But scattered among them were a handful of scarab-black landing craft and drop pods of the Death Watch chapter. The counter-invasion had begun. Within the first hour, we managed to land 100,000 Mirepoix light elite infantry on the surface, almost half of the motorized armored brigades. Behind the main landing force came the Inquisitorial squads. I had control of one. The others were led by Endor, Shongard, Molitor, and Lord Inquisitor Rorken himself.
3 seconds to impact. Touchdown.
Jerris, take point.
For the Emperor!
My own force will. Purge 2, deploying on surface at chart mark 7.
Understood, Purge 2. Purge 1 and Purge 4 report safe landing and deployment.
Still. Jerris's Goodronite conscripts had been forged into soldiers on the alien anvil of KCX-1288. Equin had also been transmuted by experience in the months since I first met her on Hubris. A hard, serious woman replaced the scattered, selfish pleasure of something. I will clear a path to minimize casualties. Advance to the edifice.
More heretics, Lord! They keep coming! Brother Eisenhorn! The edifice is clear!
In the name of the Emperor, advance! There were no doors or entrances, and those who had come before us had tried to blast their way through the lustrous surface. Squad, the trials we've been through may be as naught compared to the blasphemies that lie waiting within this Xenos structure. But the Imperium depends on us. If the children of the Emperor attain the Necroteuch, there will be little to go back to. Think to your training and gird yourselves. May the Imperium prevail! Into the gate! It was warm, and the smell of licorice was pungent and intense. Sounds echoed around the alien structure from no discernible source. The odd sense of space and time being undone was ever present, as with all of the Saruthi artifacts we encountered.
Sir, there's no way forwards.
Stay close, and keep your wits about you. I could detect a psychic resonance from this strange Saruthi technology. We exited the Tetragate, but the Gudronites did not. Who knows in what alien location they found themselves stranded? Sights and sounds of other times and places leaked through these alien Saruthi angles. Coupled with the intense humidity, the effect was deeply oppressive. These structures bear a similarity to those we saw earlier, although devoid of any kind of charge. Seemed as though we'd entered some kind of ornamental garden. What purpose could these gardens serve? It was hard to see that alien place as a fertile bed for anything save insanity.
There! Shoot!
Eisenhorn, how goes this act?
Heretic supply pods. Keep an eye out for more of these. They may be useful. Why does it look so familiar?
That's me. Don't shoot.
I see the Necroteuch!
Oh no! Please, by the Golden Throne, no!
Purge 2! This is Purge 2! The children of the Emperor are here! Be gone, heretic! the Emperor's blessing, the titanic form of a Death Watch space marine appeared. Were it not for his timely intervention, I would surely have been dead. Spatian had hoped that some of the heretic forces, especially the Gudrunite Imperial Guard, might yet be restored to the Imperial cause. Like Jerus and his men, most had been unwilling pawns caught up in Estron's treason, and the fleet tacticians had presented models of victory wherein Locke and Datso found the bulk of their ground forces turning against them. Such a hopeless damage. The minds of these good men had been burned and poisoned by chaos. The heretics had enforced the loyalty of their stolen armies.
Eisenhorn, you have entered the wrong edifice.
What happened here, Haldane?
A battle. We came upon it as it was raging. When Inquisitor Endor saw this rage, he drove us into the fight to reach him. It was a blur after that.
Where's Endor?
Gone. Gone after Locke.
Which way? Does Locke have the Necroteuch? The Saruthi Necroteuch, I mean.
No. But he has the primer.
The what?
That's who got it out of this thing somehow. A language primer. A translation tool. Without it, the Saruthi version of the text is unreadable to us. With his mind, can't you feel the afterburn of the psychic effort? A polyhedron. Irregular, small, made of pearl. It seemed to me it just came out of the block into his hands, materialized. I saw it happen as I fought my way to them. But the effort destroyed his mind. Endor cut him down. He hadn't the strength to resist.
How do you know it was this primer?
I read it in his dying mind. Like I said, there's no resistance left there. See for yourself.
Where are you going, Inquisitor?
After Locke and Endor. To do what I can. This is Purge 2. We have the Necroteuch primer, and are in pursuit of Locke. This is Purge 2. Titus, do you read me? Titus! 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 It's Eisenhorn, do you read?
Gregor, for the love of the Emperor, I need help!
The Xenos Necroteuch. The chamber stank with its evil. The licorice smell, so rich and cloying it made us gag. This was not Saruthi handiwork, but a touch of pure chaos spawned by the Necroteuch, infecting the Xenos fabric of its sanctum. Titus!
Gregor! There were too many of them, Gregor. I was ambushed.
Don't move, Titus. We'll get you out of here.
Locke is just beyond these heretics.
You will beg before you perish, scum!
Come Eisenhorn, is your face not dead enough yet? Your precious and forsaken No!
So perish all heretics indeed. Turn him so he can see me. Such valor, Gregor, such dedication. I thought you'd be the one to find the prize. Let him speak.
What are you doing, Molitor?
Recovering the priceless Necroteuch, of course. We really can't have you destroying another copy now, can we? We? There are many who believe mankind will benefit more from the study of this artifact than from its destruction. I have come to safeguard those interests.
Rorken will never allow... You will burn for...
My estimable Lord Brother Rorken will never know. Feel how this place quakes. See how the roof splinters and collapses. 10 minutes ago, I signaled to the fleet that the primary objective was achieved. I gave the code for Sanction Extremis. They believe the Necroteuch had been found and safely disposed of. Our forces are withdrawn. With all haste, the batteries of the fleet have begun to level these Xenos places. No one will know that the divine Necroteuch has been carried off safely. Not a shred of evidence, nor any voice of dissent. How brave of you to give your life in the assault on 56 Izar. Your name will be remembered on the roll of honor, I assure you. I'll see to that myself.
Bastard!
Fetch it for me. We would be well to leave promptly.
It is useless.
What?
Unreadable. Locked within an impenetrable Xenos language code.
No. Impossible. Break the code.
Would that I could. It is beyond even my ability.
There must be a means of translation.
He has a primer. The only primer. He's trying not to think about it. But I can see it in his mind. Look in his coat pocket.
Devious to the last, Gregor. You whoreson wretch.
Albarathaf!
Code words. Trigger words. The pair of servants who'd remained by his side sprang forward, their robes shedding away. Arco-flagellants. Heretics reprogrammed and rebuilt with augmetics and bionics to serve as murderous slaves. The trigger words woke them from their calming states of bliss and plunged them into maniacal rages.
Kill them! Kill them!
Eisenhorn! Eisenhorn!
Stay at my side.
We're gonna die!
Elizabeth, come back!
Oh my god, my god! We've got to escape!
Stay close to me! Watch out!
We've got to escape!
The primer, you
whoreson bastard! Give me the primer!
I gave him a full clip of both rounds instead.
I would like the primer now, please, Gregor.
What are you?
This is no place for introductions. Very well. My name is Cherubel. Now, that primer. Time is ticking away.
Time will always tick away. Who made you?
Made me?
You're a demon host. A conjured thing. Tell me who made you and who commanded you and Molitor to come after this prize. I might give you the prize.
Let us both be abundantly clear about this, Gregor. You will give me the primer. Either you will hand me the primer now, or I will come over to you and take it. And break every bone in your body, and break that girl at your side, and break every bone in her body. And then drive your jiggling carcasses down into the chamber below, and string you both up on the hooks, and burn out your agony centers as I wait for the bombardment to flatten this place. Your choice.
You've been in my dreams for a long while. Why is that?
You are gifted, Gregor. And time is not the arrow that humans like to think it is. A second in the warp would show you that. Why, a second in the four-dimensional habitats of the Saruthi should have proved it too. Your dreams were just nightmares of something yet to happen.
Who made you?
The Holy Inquisition made me, Gregor. A brother of yours made me. For the last time. Give me that. Clever of you to find an untouchable to cancel me out. How did you manage that?
Fate, like time, is not linear, Cherubel. Surely you know that. I found Bequin in the same way that the dreams of you found me.
I like you, Gregor Eisenhorn. So very challenging and stimulating. For a human. I wish we had leisure to discourse and break bread. Give me the primer. You are a man of singular dedication, Gregor. I would have enjoyed killing you on the day and hour came. But you're dead already. This edifice is 240 seconds away from destruction. You've won. Take that consolation to the afterlife.
Rose Thorn from Aegis. Above and, well, above, for Emperor's sake. Damn this glossier crap. Move!
Tyrium had dulled our sense of victory. The fleet dispersed at Thracian Primaris, and the last I saw of Sergeant Jerus was a waving hand across a smoky, beery bar. Lord Rorken had called for a tribunal of inquiry, and the High Lords of Terror were awaiting a full account of the matter. The identity of the force behind Molitor and his demon host remained a mystery. And though Lord Rorken was as anxious as myself to find an answer, I doubted any would readily emerge. The question might fester and stagnate unanswered in the slow, unwieldy bureaucracy of the Inquisition for years. I would not allow that. As soon as I was free to engage upon another case, I would dedicate myself to finding Cherubel's master. The beloved rule of man had come close to great calamity thanks to his scheming. I would not forget the Saruthi. They were an object lesson, if any were truly needed. of how an entire advanced culture might be consumed by chaos. Cherubel still haunted my dreams. After echoes or ripples of the future. I came to understand that time changes everything, and the line between light and dark is dimmer to old eyes. Are the people who lived in the past the same as those who live now? Am I the same? Come, Cherubel.